I feel honored to have been asked to speak today, and this is actually the first time I've ever attended National Animal Rights Day, and it's beautiful to see this many activists gathered together for a cause. I'm 20 years old and currently a student living in Utrecht. I went vegan almost 3 years ago at age 17 because I stumbled upon a book called Eating Animals by Jonathan Safran Foer. Some of you might know it. And when reading the title, I took it as a challenge. I bet I can read this book and still eat animals afterwards. Kind of a sick challenge if you think about it. But technically I was right. Right after finishing it, I still ate animals. But what had changed was it didn't feel comfortable anymore. There was one thing that really stuck with me after reading that book, and it was a fact about turkeys, which was interesting because I didn't even eat turkeys at the time. But through that book I learned that turkeys had been bred to grow so large that they could no longer naturally reproduce, and they would not be able to exist without human intervention. And this really kept replaying in my mind, and a voice in my head kept saying, that's not okay. And so I didn't stay ignorant. I decided to educate myself. I read more books. I watched documentaries. I watched videos, anything I could get my hands on. In a way, trying to prove that voice in my head wrong. Weirdly. Like, I wanted to keep doing what I was doing. I wanted to keep the status quo. I wanted to be normal. But I couldn't. The last job for me was Dominion. After watching 10 minutes of it, I decided I would and could no longer, never again, participate in the horror that is animal exploitation. So I went vegan. I was 17 at the time. I was still very shy, trying to find a place for myself in the world, and I wasn't an activist yet, by any means. I didn't have any vegan friends. For about a year, I felt incredibly lonely. It was very difficult. So one day I decided to Google vegan students in Utrecht. And what do you know? I found a vegan student association that had about 100 members, and I joined immediately. I was welcomed with open arms. After a few months, I even applied to become a board member, and I am now secretary this year. So interesting that this vegan community that I'd been looking for had been right under my nose this entire time. And I felt supported, I felt understood, I felt hopeful for the first time being a vegan. And that is what ultimately drove me to become an activist. Today, I'm standing here for the animals, representing young activists, but I'm also here to tell all young people, all students attending today, you are the future of this movement. The animals need you, every single one of you. I want to inspire you to become an activist, whatever that looks like for you. Historically, students and youth have been at the forefront of societal change. This has been true from the student protest in the 60s up until the student protests of today. There is a thirst for justice in our generation, a thirst for revolution. And I think this passion is beautiful to see, and it is necessary for us to succeed and for the animals to be liberated. An example of this is plant-based universities. So Plant-Based Universities is an organization, a student-led movement founded in the UK, now active at more than 80 universities internationally, campaigning for fully plant-based food on university campuses. They have already succeeded at 11 universities internationally, I started a campaign for plant-based universities in Utrecht this year, and other students are fighting for this as well in Amsterdam, Tilburg, Nijmegen, and Wageningen. Change is coming. To all of you, especially all of the youth among us today, I want to say, be the change you want to see in the world. I know it's a cheesy quote, but it's true. We need to wake up every single day and keep fighting for what we believe in, for the animals. We need to speak for them because they cannot speak for themselves. I believe in a future where we can live together with animals without exploiting them, without killing them for our own greed or pleasure, without denying them the basic dignity that they deserve by virtue of being sentient beings. And maybe this future will happen within my lifetime. I sincerely hope it does. In any case, I will continue to fight for it every single day. And I hope that all of you feel empowered to do the same. Thank you.